Hey there, I think I'm live. I'm not even 100% sure right now. Got it. Okay. And super quick. Um, this is the love of live. Alex, please close the back door. I can hear your father. So, it's a lovely day here in Maryland, and my husband is replacing some of the boards on the deck. And Yeah, so much for going live. So invite the noise in is what I've decided. So thank you. I said I was going to pop in here because I know that some of you may be on the fence about the DOO certification. So if you are, I'm here to share my experience with you. My name is Kiva2. I am the owner of the 516 Collaborative. I am a certified DOO and a certified OBM. So, yes, for all the certifications. There's a lot of times I do get asked as to why, as a certified OBM, I decided to become a certified DOO. And wow, the answers are probably many. Um, I felt that when you think about some things, that the DOO to me goes deep instead of wide. And I, as a person, I like to go deep as a high fact finder. So I feel like the going deep has allowed me to not only hone in on those things that I like doing, but it's also exposed me to some things that I didn't think I would like doing when I first came into the DOO certification. One of those is HR related and personnel and hiring. If you would have asked me in the beginning, hey, Kiva, that's something you're going to be interested in, I would have been like, no way, Jose. Give me some, cool dashboards and some data, and I'll be okay. But I've actually learned that a lot of the HR components have actually been really fascinating to me in a way that I wouldn't have anticipated. And I don't feel that I necessarily got that kind of a deep dig into those when I did the OBM certification program. I feel I am a much better manager of people now than I was coming out of the OBM cert, especially not having had a strong background, I'll say, in HR. I've managed people before, but I think that dealing with remote teams and also dealing with just some of the high quick start nature of a lot of entrepreneurs, it does take a few different things to kind of factor in. So that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about the DOO certification. When I look back at my year last year and then look at my Q1 for this year, I have made more than half of what I made in all of last year and just in Q1. So understanding my value and what I bring to companies and being able to charge accordingly has been huge for me. Through the DOO certification, it's made a big difference in how I price my services and being able to communicate what it is that I do and how that benefits a business owner. So I think that that has been a really big game changer for me in terms of how I've approached things in that way. So that has been huge. Um, what other things can I share about the DOO cert? If you have any questions, anyone who's watching, feel free to pop them in there and I'll definitely answer them. Um, I think another big thing about it is just Natalie. For those who do not know her, she has a heart of a servant. Anything that we have talked about in the program where we're like, oh, wow, that would be neat to learn more about, or that's something that would be nice to have access to, she has been like, here you go, here's access to that. And it's not been this feeling of, like nickel and diming, which sometimes you can get that feel if you're in some programs and it's like, oh, you want this? Let me go ahead. That'll be another $29.95. And Natalie is so not like that at all. It's like, okay, so here you go. You have this for 90 days. You have this for 30 days. Here's free calls with this person to figure out your tech stack. Here's this, here's that. And you're just like, okay, blown away, like resource upon resource upon resource. Like she is the like 7 layer dip of resources, and she will just continue to pile on to that bottom layer of refried beans. And like you're like certification program check, add on to that some guacamole and sour cream, and she just continues to add on, and I absolutely love that about her. She is available. The accountability coaches, the other coaches that are in there for the specific topics, everyone is super available and super helpful. And I think that's a really important part, especially the accountability, which is often missing from a lot of programs, because honestly, you're going to get a lot of information. You are some days going to feel like this was information overload, and you're going to be like, what do I do? It's that checking in with that accountability coach who's checking in with you twice a week. Like, okay, what are your intentions for this week? Okay, what did you actually accomplish this week? That was a game changer for me. And my accountability coach, if she is watching, she'll laugh, because I would just like box at her and be like, so this is what's happening. And it was just really super helpful to have access to somebody and know that someone is cheering you on as you're going through this process, because in many cases you're still having clients, you're still having family, it's not like life ends or stops or pauses while you're going through the DO cert. No, that's not how it works. So to have someone who's also like actively encouraging you, checking in with you, pushing you when needed, prodding you when needed, listening to you when needed, is extremely valuable and a missing component in a lot of coaching programs. And Natalie has done an amazing job in making sure that that is like rock solid. So having that accountability, that check-in, that ability to know that somebody else is there if you're not able, or you're feeling stuck, lost, confused about some aspects of what's going on in the program. So that's just like a really another check add-on layer to my 7 layer dip as it relates to the program. um and just like from I'm not one of those people, and I've shared this previously. I do not bash, I don't talk, like, I'm still a certified OBM. Still pay my dues. I don't plan not to. I've invested in myself in that program as well. Do I feel that there were some things that I learned in the DOO cert that I did not learn in the OBM cert? Absolutely. And do I feel that I am stronger, more confident in my skill set after the DOO cert? Absolutely. And I share that to say, because you still have to make a decision for what works for you, but know that there are, once again, the going deep is really important to understand things and taking it to a level. There's 3 modules on HR in the DO cert, like literally an entire module on organizational design that I've used with 2 of my clients, that they've been like, oh snap, like I hadn't thought about that. Oh, that's why there's some friction over here between these 2 people, because like their tasks, there's like really blurred edges there. And it's been really helpful for them to see that laid out, when honestly a lot of people don't lay that out in their business. They're like, oh, I need to hire, I feel this person, I did this, I did this. And there's not a ton of thought given as to how does that particular hire advance us towards our goal, as to where we're going in our business. And so being able to fill that slot for them and actually help them think through that in a way that is much more cohesive and coherent is a game changer with a lot of these CEOs. It's not just a plug and play of, oh, Sally left, let's just go ahead. We need another social media person. Well, Sally didn't just do social media. She also did this, 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 and this, and this. So if we're going to replace her, it's not a one-to-one replacement. It's a 1-to-2. Or it's a, let's reconfigure this, because actually Jane has been doing some of those tasks as well, and she's demonstrated leadership, and we think this. And it's like, whoa, I hadn't thought about that. That is super helpful. So being able to bring that to a business, it just ups your value. It ups your contribution, and it just lets that CEO know, trust, believe that you have their back, and you are doing things that are helpful for their business, and not just doing things because you're kind of there and trying to fill a spot, which is amazing. And they greatly appreciate that. So what else can I share? Obviously, y'all know I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I do not have notes for this. So HR helpful. Oh, KPIs, metrics, data. Let's talk about that because no one's tracking it in most cases. And if they are, they're not even knowing exactly what to do with those numbers. And you can swoop in and you can do that. You can help them with those numbers. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from the DAO program is that you realize you don't have to do everything. You don't have to be everything in everyone's business. And that's hard at first. And I'm warning you now, like that is super hard for most people to wrap their heads around. That you do not have to fill all of these different spots, okay? You don't have to be the marketer. You don't also have to be the project manager. You don't also have to do this. You don't also have to do this. And that's a big shift that doesn't come, it's not always embraced naturally. Because a lot of us are like, but I can do those things. You're probably very good at them, but that doesn't mean that that's something that you still have to continue to do if it's not that thing that super lights you up. And I think that's really important about the DO really helps you understand, like, what are those things that really light me up? What do I want to craft my business to look like? Do I want to focus on a product? Do I want to focus on doing project work? Because let's be honest, stuff with a start date and an end date, woohoo, hallelujah. All right. Do I want to do retainer work? Maybe you do. And do you want to have an agency? Yes, like think through that. There's so many different options that you can kind of take. And Natalie's program ensures that you are rock solid in whichever of those that you decide. And even if that's not your decision for forever and ever and ever, and it's your decision for 3-6 months, you'll be rock solid for those 3-6 months. And you can come back and look at what you missed if you decided you wanted to take another route at some particular point in time. So I just cannot emphasize enough how important this program has been to me. For those that might have joined later, I did share that in Q1 of this year, I've made more than half of what I made in all of last year of my business. And that has made me reshift at what are my goals for this year? Because that was more than my good goal. That was more than my better goal. It was more than my best goal. Okay, like that goal wasn't on the radar. So how do I need to adjust moving forward? Because obviously I was thinking small, playing small. And this DOO cert has allowed me to up level in a way I don't have to think and play small. So how am I going to think and play differently? And I'm honestly, look, we're in day 6 of Q1, Q2. I'm still trying to navigate that and what that's going to look like, if I'm quite honest with you. I have some ideas and I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to kind of keep going right now, but knowing that there's a lot more that's out there and a lot more that's possible. So if you're on the fence, definitely reach out. I believe that Lynette and Gabrielle are having a call tomorrow, I believe it is, to answer any questions. Take advantage of that. You've seen a lot of us in the group through the scope creep and just in general ask questions. We are all more than willing to share information with you. Definitely reach out. Ask the questions that you want to ask because it's honestly been a game changer in my life and in my business growth and just in how I am able to harness my skills in a way that brings value to my clients, but also brings value and satisfaction to me. And I think for some of you, maybe you were like me and you're thinking, I don't know, am I really qualified? Am I really this person? I was a stay-at-home mama, homeschooling my kids for the last 18 years. Prior to that, yes, I did serve as the legislative director on Capitol Hill, but it's been a long time since I was working where there was money attached to it. And did I do volunteer stuff for my kids? Did I run speech clubs? Yes. Did I manage the entire back end of tournaments that were multi-state tournaments? Absolutely. But once again, that was volunteer work. So if you're thinking to yourself, I just don't know, am I really qualified? Do my skills transfer? Apply. Okay? Because you have to understand that all of what you've done to get you to this point has not been for naught. It is not wasted. None of it is wasted. And it will come up in what you're doing now. Trust and believe that the skills that I've learned, whether it was when I was on Capitol Hill, whether it was wrangling teenagers and dealing with other crazy homeschool mamas at speech tournaments, all of that has come into play. And just by nature of who you are, I'm sure you are a constant and consistent learner. So do not downgrade yourself in those skills. Do not think, if you're one of those people who is in the audience and you're like, well, maybe I'll start as a VA because I'm just coming into this online space. No, baby girl, don't do that. Don't sell yourself short, okay? You have skills and I want you to into them. I want you to own them, and you can transition straight into this DO program, not thinking you have to come in at some particular point from corporate into virtual living. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't have to work that way, and I don't want you to have it work that way for you. So embrace this program, embrace all that it is that Natalie shares. The scope creep was truly just the tip of the iceberg, but is such critical information so that when that is happening in your client arrangements and you're like, whoa, we are stepping out of bounds right here, and this is why, you'll know that the scope creep is real because you're multi-talented, you're multi-passionate, okay? And people are going to want you to do things that are just easy. They come to you, but remember what your boundaries are and what capacity you have signed up to serve in that capacity, and then make sure you honor that. Your clients will appreciate it, you will appreciate it, your family will appreciate it, and that's very important, because we can get all consumed in this world. It is our work-life integration, work-life balance, work-life whatever you want to call it, has lots of blurred lines, but paying attention to that scope creep, paying attention to what lights you up, paying attention to your zone of genius. Oh, it feels amazing when you do that. So I am going to stop. I don't see any comments. Okay, ladies, like no comments whatsoever. So with that being the case, if you have some, feel free to tag me. If you catch this replay and you're like, I have a question, you can tag me. I will definitely be in the group and pop in to answer your questions. And if you have like something that pops up later, definitely feel free to reach out. Honestly, I cannot say enough good things about this program, how it has been a game shifter in my life and in my business. And I am eternally grateful for Natalie. She is truly a godsend. And if you have anything, definitely let me know. And I hope to see you as part of the DOO fam. All right. So talk to you guys later. Bye.